And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, Tom Vasel here. Today we're taking a look at BIOTIX. This is a game from Smirk Dagger, and if you know anything about Smirk Dagger Games, you know that they make mean and nasty games. They like to make games where you are stabbing other people in the back. Well, this is kind of like a mix of that and a bit of push your luck. It is a game that says play dirty, get a reaction, but you're like doing scientific superstars. You're collecting different viruses in your vials and whatever, but you also might send some viruses towards other people and cause their research to explode. Here's how it plays. Each player is going to get one of these boards. These boards have different characters on them, but the different characters don't really mean anything. Each board has a 2 to 4 player side and a 5 player side. There's fewer squares on a 5 player side. So you put this board in front of you. There's also going to be a bag, and this bag is going to be full of these different viruses that are the different colors shown here. We got red, blue, green, yellow, and purple. One player is going to get a timer placed on their number 3 like that in front of them, and they're going to go first. On your turn, you are going to draw 2 viruses from the bag. So here I got blue and green. You can give them to yourself or you can give them to another player. So let's say, for example, here I give both of them to myself. The next person will draw. They get a red and blue. They give me the blue while they keep the red. If someone gives you something, you cannot avoid taking it. Someone else draws 2. They get a yellow and a green. They give themselves the yellow, and they give the green to me. Everyone seems super generous. The next person gets a green and a purple. They give the green to me, and they keep the purple. Now, when it gets back to my turn, this timer goes down to the number 2. I draw 2, and I have a green and a purple. I don't want the green, because I can only have 3. If I had another green, they kind of explode to some degree. I could take the blue, but then the blue's at danger too. So I give both of them away. Then the next person draws, and they get a green, and they give the green to me. At this point, there's a chemical reaction. And the chemical reaction is going to be different for each color. So here, for example, these are the repulsive ones. They're going to all go away. I trash them, throw them back in the bag, and I have to trash one more. So I have to get rid of one of my blue. Each color is going to do something best. Red is probably the best. You trash these, but then you steal 2 from somebody else. They're the attractive ones. The migratory ones here, you have to give 1 to each other player and then trash the rest. The purple ones, when they go, every purple one goes. They're magnetic. They trash every purple one that everyone else has. The yellow is explosive, one of those. If you get a second yellow, not only does it go away, but you have to give 3 of your other ones away to other people, which of course could cause them to explode. It could cause a chain reaction. Now, when this gets to 1 at my next turn, and then in my next turn, I'm going to throw it into the bag. At that point, if anyone pulls it, the round immediately ends. When the round ends, you're going to get points for each of these that you have. So blues are worth 2, reds are 3, greens 5, purples 10, and explosive, the yellow ones, 15. So having it is worth it, but it's really easy to blow it up. Now you'll notice that it says aggressive on here. You can play a variant where you will throw a bunch of black viruses into the bag. If you do that, if someone pulls them, you can give them to yourself, but when you give it to somebody else, it comes on and it will take the place of one that they already have. It still counts as a green, but at the end of the round, it's going to be worth -2, unless you only have black, in which case each of them is worth 5 points. There's one more thing called the Eureka Paradox. You'll see it here. If before the 3rd round, there's 3 rounds of the game, most points after 3 rounds wins. Before the 3rd round, if you are 20 points behind the person in first place, then you can guess how many you'll have. You write it down or something, like I'll have 1 purple, or I'll have 2 red. You pick 1 color and how many of that color. And then, if you get it correct, if you have that many at the end of the round, you'll get an extra bonus 30 points. Anyway, most points after 3 rounds is the winner. BIOTIX is a very simple game. I mean, we're talking a game where you're making moves really quickly. You're pulling 2, and then you decide to keep them or give them to somebody else. I at first, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know, this seems like a take-that game. It is a take-that game, but it's one I think in this situation that works. Just because First, a couple things. First of all, it's very short. I mean, you're going around a table 3 times minimum, and then it's very possible for that white virus to be pulled at any point in time. And sometimes it's pulled like right away. It's really hilarious. But when you get these, you decide, okay, I'm going to keep it for points or I'm going to send it to somebody else. Well, that can be a real pain when you keep it yourself, like those yellow ones. The yellow ones are the big ones. You keep it's 15 points. But when someone else gets a yellow one, they sit there and they go, do I want 15 points or do I want to send it over there and make them explode? You say, well, come on, why would you pick something nasty over picking something good for yourself? Because when you put it for yourself, you're also setting yourself up for something nasty. Because when that explodes, you also have to give up 3 other ones. Purples are very useful, but the purples are very volatile. If anybody gets too many purples, they're gone. Reds are great. You should usually keep reds because even if they blow up, you'll be able to pull some other stuff from other people. But all the other colors, but reds are also worth 3 points each, which doesn't make them that useful. So the game plays very smoothly. The black viruses, I think you should just always play with them. You throw them in because, first of all, they're a fun little way to attack other players. And also, you can almost have like a shoot the moon type aspect where one player almost always decides to try to collect as many of them as they can. And then other players start sending them good viruses because you have to have only black to get those points. The Eureka thing is okay. I understand it's a catch-up mechanism, but it's a little awkward to write down what you're going to do on a separate sheet of paper. They actually have a little promo pack where you can use cards, which would have been nice to have thrown into this game. And in fact, keeping the score on a pencil and paper, or I guess an app most people use these days, is also something I wish there was a way to do that in game. And a third complaint would be those viruses are amazing. They look great. They're stickered, but the problem is the stickers are very difficult to put on them. And because the viruses are shaped in this weird way, you have to kind of keep rotating the sticker to figure out the right way. Like, it's not like a square or a circle where you can put it on anyway. And so they were a little annoying to sticker, but they do look good. The game is silly and fun. I played this several times, and every time I played it, everybody really enjoyed it. It's not a heavy game. It's a fast, silly game, but it's a fast, silly game I think that you're going to see being played a lot. Just give it a chance because you'll grab it, you grab 2 and it just goes quickly. You're able to mess with other people, but it's not like a lasting, oh, I hate you forever type thing. Simple, quick fun, and that's BIOTIX. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.